Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are on the eve of the winter solstice. And what does that mean? Oh, look at me. I feel like it was a wonderful. Okay, first of all, last night was absolutely fabulous. Um, it was it was long. I didn't expect it to go 3 hours, but it did. I was expecting the presentation to be about an hour and a half. And then I could do, more Q&A and readings for people, but it went 3 hours. There was so much energy and information to, relay to people last night. It was there was quite a bit there. And plus going through I didn't even go into the Sabian symbols, which I wanted to do. I didn't get into the Sabian symbols last night. Good morning, good morning. And that was a big thing because a lot of times with the Sabian symbols, they give you a little bit more in depth on some of the astrological points that are going on and what that degree means in that sign. So I didn't even get into that last night with the peek into 2022. It was really talking about some of the major transits that are going to be coming up for the year and how they are going to um, oh, okay. Sorry, my mic got unplugged there for a moment. So you might have to watch it a couple times because there's so much information that's there. It really stresses how much the outer planets are going to have upon us over this coming year and how much they have had on us this year, and especially when we're looking at planets like Uranus and Neptune and Pluto. They're very, very slow moving planets. So when we want something to happen, we're expecting, I want it now. So, I mean, those are our Mercury and Venus and Mars and the moon and the sun. Those are like our personal planets. Those are the ones, like when we have the full moon, everybody feels that energy of the full moon. When we have a new moon, I won't touch my mic again. I won't wave my hands around each and every month or even day because I mean, the moon moves every 2.5 days, and the sun, we're on the eve of the winter solstice, moves every 30 days. So we feel these changes. Like we're feeling the changes as the sun is going into a winter solstice. So tomorrow is the winter solstice. Tomorrow is going to give us a blueprint for the next 3 months. It's going to show us a lot of the energies that are going to be coming in over the next 3 months. And that's what the summer solstice does. So, in around 9 a.m., and I'm going by our time here in Alberta, it's going to be at 000 where the sun is coming in to Capricorn. And in comes the longest day of the year. This is where the days are or the yeah, this is where the sun stops and the days start to get longer. So we have this energy of transitioning that's happening. We're having this time that the energies are going to start to change. And each day, and where the sun stops, so the sun stops at this pivotal point in the sky, and the days start to get longer after the 21st or after the 25th. So we have each day, we're going to have about a minute of extra sunlight a day, all the way up, and it's going to build all the way up until we come to the summer solstice, where and that's the longest day and the shortest night. This is the longest night and the shortest day. That's where it is. So we are entering it. So we're so used to these, okay, things are going to change. Mars is here. Mars is going to whip through, or Venus. So now we also have Venus, excuse me, gone retrograde. She's in the underground. She's there by Pluto. Now, the thing is, being by Pluto, He's in the outer planets. He's on the other side. He moves slow, 248 years to go around the sun. Neptune, 165 years. Uranus, 84 years. So we have, I mean, these planets take a long time to move around the sun, let alone when they're making aspects in the sky with, say, Venus. I mean, this is like, we haven't had a Venus on top of Pluto retrograding, at least retrograding. She hasn't been there for 8 years. And the last time she was in there, she passed over Pluto. She didn't retrograde on top of him. She didn't sit there with him for 19 days and then go to the underworld. This is where we're coming in. So things are coming in, but they're evolving and they're slow. It's a slow move. It's a slow transition. That's where frustration comes in. That's where we feel overwhelmed and we feel like, oh, this is just so much. What do you mean we got another year of this happening? Because the transitions and the changes that we're making, not only in the world, but within our own selves, are happening. It is a slowly having this energy rise, and Pluto rules the underworld. And we have energy coming in from Neptune, because Neptune's going to play a huge role next year with the Neptune Jupiter conjunction, and Jupiter going into Pisces, where the celestial realm and the underworld have no time. There is no boundaries there. Our boundaries in our time consist of Jupiter and Saturn. It is that midsection. This is our midsection. This is what our time is. We have our time, and Jupiter brings in, the things that we need to expand and work on, good or bad. And Saturn is the constructs of time and structure and how we do things. The disciplinary, the father. This is where we're, and so we have this constructs that are going in, and in comes these outer planets that have no time or space. They're like, they look at Saturn, they're like, ha, 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 what do you mean you want to control time? What do you mean you want this to happen now? You got a lot of things to work on. You got a lot of karma to come in. You got a lot of underworld to come into that we need to clean up. And as we are entering into this beautiful energy of the solstice, it is there with it's not just the sun there. I mean, the sun is, it's also Pluto's there, and Venus is there, and we also have Mercury there. I mean, last year when she came in, it was Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. And she was meeting up with all of these. That was bringing in some big, huge changes and transformations within this time. So now she's coming in, and then Venus has gone to the underworld, gone down into the place where things get stripped away, where there is a re-understanding of what no longer we want to be bound to. So here now we're coming into this edge, this peak that we're going to dive down in, coming out of the air, and we're going to be, I'm going to say, it's not even diving into, we're going to be slamming into the side of the mountain, because that's Capricorn. We're going to be like, whoa, what? So we're coming up into this mountain, into, what do you want to form? What is it? This is about our test of our patience and and we may be getting overwhelmed, and it's crazy and it's radical and it's unexplainable. And when things are unexplainable, we get frustrated and we get fearful because it's the unknown. So we're coming forth on this Monday after a full moon. In Gemini, the moon's in Cancer, and it is formulating new ideas, new ways of being, but it's emotional, it's Cancer. And what is it opposing? Pluto and Venus retrograde. She's like, I need to find out the information. And Mercury's like, I'm trying to get it for you. I'm trying to get it for you, but I'm kind of out of bounds right now. I can see things, maybe a little bit on the blind side, but I can see some things and communicate. So it's listening to that inner voice, our inner communication, that's going to be our beacon, going to be our guide as we're heading into these new realms, these new vibrational areas that we have not been in before. And this is going to bring forth to us something of a new reality. This is going to shift and change things in our lives, with our relationships, with our money situations. But they're happening. We can feel the vice grips are there. That's what I got, like the vice grips. And they're slowly, things are slowly coming up. So things are squeezing up and things are coming to the surface. And we're going to start to see them over the next several weeks. And through those weeks, it's going to be through the next 3 months. Over the next 3 months of the changes and ideas and information that's going to unfold for us. So this is where this vibration also comes in with a great grace, with a lot of beautiful faith. And this is also a huge releasement time of releasing any ties or bounds that you may feel across all time, space, and reality. Releasing what we need to release and let it go, so that we are able to stand more into our light, more into a place that allows us to flow. Because there's Neptune saying, hey, I got the boat. Are you ready to come in? But remember, we are floating into the ethers. We're floating into the boundless. And within that boundlessness, that is where the divine is. Because the divine, God, angels, that celestial realm is boundless. There is no boundaries. That is the place of manifestation. That is the place of the unmanifested. But we also have the underworld. So we also have that part coming in too, where it is boundless. It has, many different layers that are there. When we go on a drum journey, we go to the underworld. We go through a hole and we go into that underworld, and we go in there to meet our animal totems, to see where, our guides are. That's what we do when we go into a drum journey. But there's the other part of the drum journey that can take us into the celestial realms, that can take us into the higher pieces, the higher peaks, the mountains. But this is the climb that we are going to be doing over the next 30 days or more, over the next, as I'm going to say, over the next 3 months before we get into the spring equinox. So we're in this time of turbulence and change and obscurity, and a place where there is not a lot of answers, but a place where there's a lot of trust and faith. And we're heading forth in this place of faith and trust. Now, in there, you're human beings. We are on a earth walk, baby. So there's going to be frustration. There's going to be anger. There's going to be feelings of overwhelmness. There's going to be times when you're going to be frustrated and you want to yell and you want to scream and it's like, want to fight. You might have been feeling that over this weekend. That is there. That's part of the earth walk. That's part of the transitioning. Okay. Any time when you are awakening and going through a change within our spiritual evolution, it's uncomfortable. It is not, if anybody's giving birth to a baby, there's a time when you're giving birth and you're like, can we stop this? Can we let's just stop this, because I don't want to do this anymore. Can I go home? But you're in the middle of it. You can't stop. You can't stop the birth. You can't stop the baby from coming. This is where we're at. We're at this time, and it's messy. And it's fucked up and it's crazy. But in that, there is such beautifulness that is coming out of it. Really, there is. That's where we come into grace and come into that place of grace. Come into that place where there is that tranquility and that mysticism. And it is a place where not everybody's going to agree at this time. But as I said last night, and you can, if you are wanting to have the peek into 2022, you can. Here's my plug, it's $25. So if you want to have the peek into 2022, it's over 3 hours and filled with information about the charts and what is coming forth in 2022 all the way into the end of the year. If you are wanting that, I can get it to you. It's $25. Just I'll send you the link. There is that transformation that's coming in. And it is very frustrating. It is very overwhelming. But with this, and it's a time for us to make a list. Make a list of the ideas. And this is a time where we look and say, okay, what do I need? So let's say you're having Christmas dinner and you're cooking for Christmas dinner and you need to create stuff. So do you have everything you need for the stuffing? Like today I'm looking at, I need poultry seasoning. I'm always needing poultry seasoning, but I need poultry seasoning. So I need to look into getting poultry seasoning. I need some more onions. I have potatoes. Um, what kind of vegetable am I going to have? Do I want a salad? So looking at getting some salad stuff, right? What kind of dressing do I want? Cranberries. We need cranberries. Do I want to make the cranberries myself or do I want to get, cranberries? So this is where it's like, okay, what do I need to get? If I'm making the cranberries, I need orange juice. I need, different things in order to make the cranberry sauce. So this is going through the list. And this is for us. This is a time as we're going into the winter solstice. The winter solstice is the dream time. It is a time we go in. It's a time of hibernation. It's a time of saying, okay, what do we need to dream? What do we need to put together? So we are putting this energy together. And it's going on this beautiful boat, this barge. I don't know, it's not a barge. It's a huge wooden boat with a sail with Neptune. And we're immersing ourselves into this energy that is going to herald us into the newness of the dawn. So we are being immersed into this newness that is heralding us into the dawn. And with that, it is going to test our patience. It is going to get us to where it's going to be crazy and radical and unexplainable, where there is going to be times of getting overwhelmed. So we know that we need to grab hold of what is true. It is an emotional reckoning where where the moon is dancing, around. And, we've released all of this energy from the full moon, from this full moon, entering into the waning, coming into more full releasing. And this is the changing, the moving on and honoring all parts of us, physical and non-physical, the emotional, the excess. And with that, and as the sun is slowly getting closer and inching into that summer or into that winter solstice, summer solstice in the south, it is where we're going to get some ahas, some ideas, some I just get like flames coming through. So these flames are igniting as we leave the beautiful light of Sagittarius onto the mountain of Capricorn. There is this dimmer switch, and the dimmer switch is there, and it's a slow turn because Venus in the underworld for 40 days and 40 nights. Over a time of going deep within ourselves. And this is revealing, this is going to be revealing a lot within communications, and so much to take in and define, and how we're going to define it. And, even this week, I mean, I think the new Matrix comes out this week. The Queen isn't going to do her Christmas address that she has been doing for how many years? Over 50 plus years. She's not doing it this year. So this is where it's like there's these changes that are coming in. I think Biden's doing an address um tomorrow on the solstice. So that's going to be interesting. So this is going to be something revealed. So we're feeling it in the air. And we have to go with what feels best with us. What is that? Is the emotions, the cantering, our beliefs, and letting go of beliefs that hold you back. And this is where we're entering into the next 3 months are going to be, they're going to be crazy. They're going to be intense, and they're going to be filled with swirling moments where we're going to feel like we're just drowning in such craziness and such nuttiness of energies. And then there's going to be times when we come up for air, and we're going to be feeling like, oh, look at. And in this glorious time, we are coming forth, and we're birthing a new age that lasts 2,000 years, but we're only on square one. And we as humans want to be on square 2000. We want to be done. We want to be somewhere else, because we're so used to having things instant, or having things, this is we want to grow it now. We want to have this appear in this way. But in this beautiful transformation and changes that are happening for us, we are creating a new balance, a new world, a new earth. And it's not always going to be fun and games. It's not all going to be reindeer games, that's for sure. So today, honor yourself and honor your feelings and emotions. Take time for what you need to take time with. Breathe. And if it's very fearful, take a moment and see what that fear is. Take a moment, and where is it coming from? Are you running towards a fear that you're just hoping for a different result? Or are you like, no, that's not where I'm going. I'm going to take a new direction. And look at where you want to take a new direction in. So we have Mercury coming in, and he is going over the shadow parts of Venus. Interesting enough, he's at 11 degrees today. So be aware of the information that comes in for you today, and the ahas that come in, and the directions of where you want to take the next steps in your life. And what do they look like? Last year, I was so certain I was going to take this course to become a reverend, and it fell through. I got accepted and everything else, but there were some things that they were asking that I could not fulfill, or have, within that obligation. And part of it was to go to New York for some time, and I was not going to be doing that. Um, and it also would have had for me to do things that at this time I'm unwilling to do. And so I declined. So the unknown, the changes that come forth are crazy and radical. And sometimes you think you're going in a certain direction, but you'll find that it's going to be a complete 360 into another. We're also coming up to the nodes changing into Taurus and Scorpio. So we have these changes that are happening and coming forth, and it feels like a lot. So honor yourself today. Take some time and step into some grace, play some fun, funky music. It's going to be crazy, radical, and unexplainable over the next several weeks and months. So let's step into it, and let's make it the best damn party we can. Have a blessed one, and Merry Advent to you all. And all my readings are $75 till the end of the month. So you can buy now, book later if you wish. All my classes. So if you are thinking, well, Mama, I really want to do that inner mean girl that blue flame inner mean girl course that you have. Yeah, but maybe if I pay for it now, because when it comes out, it won't be $80. So this is like, okay, maybe I want to take a couple courses. So you can pay for them now and you take them then. This is a great time to look at the things that you do want to start looking at. It's going to be a huge year of shadow. It's going to be shadow over the next several years of deep dive work that we are going to be processing over the next several years and going all the way into 2025 to 2026. So we're entering into some pretty heavy energies over the next 5+ years. I'm going to say 5 years right now. So, and that's a lot of it will have to do with shadow work and cleansing and clearing and getting us all shiny. So, have a blessed one, everybody, and make it a good day. Make it a good day. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Blessed be everybody, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.